On this week's episode, we are prepping for fall.
Yes, as you know, we love the fall, and we are creating our fall bucket lists for this season.
So stick around.
Hi, and welcome to Rare with Flair.
The podcast where two best friends with the same rare disease are living our best lives. I'm your host, Casey.
And I'm your host, Cassandra. Well, we're back again.
We're back again. Why does it feel like it's been a while since we've recorded?
I don't know, but I feel the same way.
Feel like that? Yeah, why does it feel like that?
I don't know. Maybe it's that late summer weirdness.
It might be, but you know what? We are out of the third worst month of the year, August.
Who
we
knew?
have entered the Ember months, which I'm so excited about.
I like that you call them the Ember months because I paused for a sec because I was like, every time I've heard it, people call them just the Burr months.
I know, and it bothers me. It's the Ember months.
It's true. Well, no, it's not true because October.
It's October. Okay, so it's but never mind.
It's the Burr months. She's
Burr
only
month.
excited for every month besides October, which if you know Casey at all is very untrue.
That is a lie. So no, I love the Burr months because in the Burr months it's cold and we say Burr.
We say Burr.
It's a bad joke if I ever heard one.
The weakest laugh.
Yeah. Well, it's dumb, so I wasn't even giving myself credit on that one. But
it's so exciting. It is still quite hot. Of course, it's the beginning of September, which means we're still kind of in late summer. I mean, fall doesn't officially begin until September 21st-ish anyway. But we're going to suck the marrow out of this because I have already had 2 pumpkin cream cold brews from Starbucks.
I have had one pumpkin chai tea latte situation. And It was great, but I think I prefer the pumpkin spice latte, just the PSL, actually. The pumpkin cream cold brew is wonderful, but it's too much caffeine.
I was going to say, if you like caffeine and coffee and can tolerate it okay, the pumpkin cream cold brew is where it's at. However, if you cannot, then the PSL is a great runner-up. But
PSL, it's an old staple, you know?
It is there. I tried, if speaking of things that have lots of caffeine, I tried the apple crisp shaken espresso, which I am of the brown sugar shaken espresso stan. Yeah, it's such a long name. Every time I try to say it to like the cashier at Starbucks, I can never finish it. But so the apple crisp one was good. It was refreshing, but I'm not like I don't really like fruit and coffee together. So it was good. But you know, it was fine. Now, however, the apple crisp, the apple croissant, my bad. The apple croissant at Starbucks is very good. And I love it.
It was wonderful. I mean, I love a croissant in any way, shape, or form, so I will eat it always. But I thought it was great. I loved that.
I know what you're gonna say. I'm gonna cut you off to say I know
wasn't even
it doesn't
gonna say it.
Oh, I was gonna both times she's told me about it on Memo, she's like, it doesn't hold a candle to the sugar plum Danish.
The sugar plum cheese Danish in December or I guess November and December is wonderful.
It's really good.
It's great. What I was going to say is I've never had the brown sugar shaken espresso, but the brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts are the elite Pop-Tart flavor.
Okay.
I won't be taking questions or comments at this time about that.
I was a blueberry Pop-Tart girl.
Those are great. Those are pretty good too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I love brown sugar things. So I'm down
same.
For
I love the maple. I love the brown sugar. I love the warm, spicy cinnamons. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. We are. But have you done anything fun lately before we get into the meat of this episode?
I made croissants last weekend, which is a thing I do like once a year because it's like very labor intensive and makes me question my self-worth.
Speaking of croissants,
right?
it's a great segue.
I knew what I was. No, I had no idea.
But it does kind of gives you a bit of a life crisis when
it
you
does.
attempt it.
It's very temperamental, and I feel like every time I do it, something goes like mildly awry. Something always kind of is not ideal, and I don't know why I do this to myself, but I've made croissants. This is the third time I've made them, so meaning the third year that I've made croissants because, again, I haven't tried to do it more than once. And I make them in my parents' kitchen because they have more space than mine. And I don't know why I keep choosing to do them during, like, the hottest months. I either do it, like, in late May when it's already heating up quite a bit, or I did it in August this year. Why did I do that? I don't know. So it makes it a lot harder, and the butter starts melting, and then I'm just like, I can't do this. I should never bake again. And then they turn out pretty decent, and they're great. So they're gone now. I've eaten them all.
Is it bad that I know that last year you did it in May, you made them in May? Like, I knew that before you reminding us. I remember where I was when I listened to the voice memo about you talking about croissants in May. I was at the beach with my family, which is when I go.
Yes.
So
yes.
Anyway, that's how our brains work. But I'm sure they tasted like heaven, and I wish I could have tried some.
They were ham and cheese. I love a ham and cheese croissant. You know, a savory moment.
Yes. Well, I love your baking updates on the pod, and I'm sure our audience loves to hear the baking updates as well.
Thank you. What have you done? That's fun.
I went on a short weekend trip with my longtime friend Ashley,
Woo!
And it was very fun, and something that I will highlight here instead of talking about all of it because we don't have the time for that. Something I'll highlight here that kind of has the spooky vibe is we went on like a haunted tour. And it was really, we went to Hot Springs, Arkansas, and we did their haunted tour. I recommend it.
You were so close to my brother. I was thinking of that.
I know. I was living my best life. Like we say in the intro, that's what I'm talking about, is me on a haunted tour is like the heightened version of myself. Like, I thought it was just the greatest thing in the world. I was so living for it the whole time, and like, it's such a fun memory. I'm so glad I got to do that.
That's so fun. I wanted to do one of those.
Yes, I would do another one with you. Like,
yes,
so
I mean, hey, come visit me. And my town has a spooky tour, a ghost
need to
tour.
Do it.
Yeah, I want to know about our local ghosts.
And I think that's a good vibe for this episode of what we're about to get into in this
totally.
That's why I wanted to mention that. But
I'm so excited for this episode because I really haven't let myself get excited for fall this year because I didn't want to like make it overstay its welcome. I wanted to give it its moment under the sun, and here we are.
Yeah, but hopefully not under the sun because we hope the sun is long gone. But for real, I got this idea. I'm not going to like say that we came up with this on our own. We kind of got this idea from a Beautiful Mess podcast, which we've talked about that podcast a lot on our podcast. We really enjoy them. It's two sisters. It's a cozy comfort listen is how they describe their own podcast. And it is just that. It's very cozy and stuff. And I think they do these bucket lists for every season. Like they do a fall, spring, summer, winter. And they kind of talk about like what they want to achieve in that season. So a lot of you may be listening and you might be thinking it's not quite fall yet. And we totally realize that. This is kind of like a planning for fall type of thing that we're doing here. And we know we've done fall episodes in the past, but I think this will be different and have a different flavor of like what we're planning to do specifically this year. So I think that'll be fun.
And besides, like, we didn't even do a fall episode last year. We did do a Thanksgiving episode, which is kind of fun. That's true. But I think that people have missed it. But even if they haven't, I've missed doing fall episodes.
Yeah, we can pretend like you've all asked for another. You haven't.
The people are clamoring. Like,
people have been really asking us for another fall episode.
Literally, not one person has asked,
not
but
one.
We are giving
not
it.
a single. We are giving it. I think we are going to enjoy it even if no one else does.
So, in combination with like the way A Beautiful Mess has done their bucket list episodes, Case came up with some general categories like things we want to bake and cook and wear and watch and listen to and activities and all that kind of fun stuff. So let's just get into it.
Yes.
What do you want to bake? Because my list is long.
What do I want to bake? Okay, so this is basic, but it's my favorite, and I'm so excited. I want to bake pumpkin bread.
Pumpkin bread is delicious, though.
I love pumpkin bread, and I don't know if you would think that this is ruining it or not, so I'm sorry if this is bad, but I like to add chocolate chips to my pumpkin bread.
I think chocolate chips are good in pumpkin bread. I think if I had the choice, delightful. I probably wouldn't add them, but I don't. I'm not here to hate on it.
Okay, that's fair. I'm such a chocolate girly that, like, anytime it can be added, I'm down for that. But that's the thing I'm the most excited about baking. I'm going to try to bake it sooner rather than later, hopefully within the next 2 or 3 weeks. Kind of at the start of fall is when I usually do that. Also, you might be saying this too, but there's a pumpkin cookie recipe that Cass gave me the recipe for, and I've made that every year since you gave it to me. So that might be fun. We can kind of go back and forth if you want to talk about something.
I mean, y'all know I love to bake, so I want to do a lot of things. I don't know if I'm going apple picking this year. Like, I would love to do that and have Applepalooza again in my house, which I had last fall. Like, I made so many things with apples. And then, you know what? They didn't go bad, and that was my biggest success. But other than that, since I don't have like confirmed plans for that yet, I do want to make zucchini bread, even though that's sort of a late summer thing, but I think it's a really good. I didn't get any free zucchini this year, and you know, it's okay. I'll be fine. I had to buy zucchini. It's not okay,
but it is.
It is. I'll have to be okay with it because
it has to be okay. Yeah.
I had to purchase zucchini with my own dollars.
Ugh, what a shame.
You know, and this year, I gotta say, I'm grateful to the people who gave me free tomatoes, because I had a lot of free tomatoes this August, but I'd had no free zucchini. So I'm making zucchini bread soon, because it needs to happen. I love adding way more cinnamon than they call for, because I am a cinnamon girly. So that'll happen soon.
Me too. I put cinnamon on nearly everything. Like, I put it, I use it on the daily. I'll put it on the most random things. Like, I literally had toast today with jam on it, and I just put cinnamon on top. I'm like, why not?
That sounds delicious.
I put it on everything. I love cinnamon.
It's so good. And I have multiple types of cinnamon for different seasons and different needs. Yes.
And that's really getting into the weeds, and I appreciate that. Your love of cinnamon.
It's so good. So I that's one thing. I definitely also I have a sugar pumpkin now, which I'm thrilled about, because I had a sugar pumpkin last year that I roasted and pureed and strained, and I had like homemade pumpkin puree, which tastes very different than the canned stuff. I do love the canned stuff too. It has its moment, but like the straight from the pumpkin puree tastes like a little bit more nutty, so it just depends what you plan to add it to. But it is really yummy, and I made a pumpkin cake with it last year, and it was I love this pumpkin cake recipe. It's got this like brown butter glaze to it. It's like a bun.
I'm dying.
I'm such a big fan of it, and it has like a lot of cardamom, and I love cardamom, like, especially when you get it fresh and grind it up. It's so spicy.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love any kind of spice. I think that's why fall and even Christmas is so fun, because I love like a spiced cookie. Or Cass and I made these incredible spiced cookies last November when she came to visit me, and that's another thing I would like to bake this fall, possibly.
That sounds so good. The chai spice cookies.
Were heaven. Yeah, chai spice cookies. Oh my gosh. Heavenly.
So good.
Heavenly. Is there anything else you're planning to bake?
Yes. I'll run through them quickly.
No. You don't have to be quick.
So there is this, I keep hearing about these like Swedish cardamom buns, and they're called semmelor, and they apparently in New York, in like Chelsea in Manhattan, there's this like Swedish bakery called Fabrik, and they make supposedly the best cardamom buns ever. And I found a recipe for them, so I figure I'll give them a try. I'm sure they won't hold a candle to the real thing, but they look pretty and they sound really good. At least they'll be tasty because they'll have lots of cardamom.
Sounds amazing.
I saw a recipe on TikTok for, do you know what ube is?
I love ube, yes.
Yes, so there was like an ube pie that this girl made for around like Thanksgiving. It was almost like a pumpkin pie where like I think she added like pumpkin pie spice. So it's got those like that flavor profile. But I have frozen ube in my freezer that I think I've been waiting to make it because I wanted it for the fall.
For our listeners, you would know better than I would. Is ube a fruit or a vegetable? I can't remember.
Ube is a root, so it's kind of like I think it's more between like a yam and a sweet potato, and ube is really good because it's bright purple, like very naturally.
Very pretty. It's
so cute, and it has, like, in terms of flavor, it's more like kind of earthy, but also vanilla-y.
Yes, it's very sweet. It's really funny because I first heard about it only a few years ago, and since then I feel like I've heard about it a lot more. Like, I don't know if it's becoming more popular over here, like, but it's really, really good. It's
more native to, like, the Philippines, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But it's really yummy.
Yeah, it's really good. Oh, I'd love to see that because it looks pretty too, since it's a pretty purple color.
Right. So yeah.
A pie would be gorgeous.
The last thing, so I don't go on and on, is toward November it becomes cranberry season, and I love the cranberries.
Oh, I love a cranberry.
So the cranberry tart, I've made it 3 years in a row. It's the most gorgeous, bright, pinkish red tart ever. And I am obsessed with it, and it tastes incredible every time, so I'm excited.
Oh my gosh. This is all so exciting! I can't wait. I can't wait to see pictures of all of this.
Oh, you surely will.
Yes, I'm so excited. Our next category is cooking.
Yay!
So we've gone over baking. Is there anything specific you want to cook this fall?
Of course. So last year I got this like pumpkin shaped pasta from Trader Joe's.
Stop. Yes, I've gotten it. Yes.
I'm really excited. I want to make something with it.
I love it. Trader Joe's is a big deal for me in the fall. Like, I've been thinking about it nearly daily of all of the things I want to get at Trader Joe's for the fall. One of my very favorite things, I forget what it's called. It has the word harvest in it, but it's something harvest, and it's their soup. And it's
isn't it like a squash soup?
Yes, it is so good. I love it so much. I know that that's not really cooking because you don't really have to cook it. You just like heat it up, but it is phenomenal. It's really kind of rich, but like not too rich. It's really, really good, and I'm excited to
lots of vegetables. Besides, actually, that makes me think of one of my favorite like ready-made foods that comes out in the fall. And Aldi has this pumpkin-shaped pizza.
Oh,
with
cute!
It's got like a squashy based sauce on it, and it's shaped like a pumpkin. And they have like with some cheese, they make like eyes and like a mouth, so it looks like a little jack-o'-lantern. It's so cute.
Oh, stop. I love anything themed. That's like it makes my heart so happy. Like, themed food is so cute and fun. And that's why I feel like a kid in a candy store at Trader Joe's in the fall, or really at any.
Well, they really go hard for the fall.
They do. But I feel like they have these pumpkin flavored chips that are so good. They are so good.
Yum.
I love them. I'm really looking forward to getting those. They're like sweet and salty. They're hard to explain.
That sounds really yum. Wait, what else do you want to cook?
I want to cook. I know this is very, very cliche for the fall, but I feel like I never make this in the summer because it's hot. I want to make a big bowl of chili.
Yes.
Like, I want to make.
That's on my list.
I'm ready. I'm ready for some chili and some soups. I want to I want to dive into my chili and soup. Like, it's chili and soup era for me. Like, I'm ready because it's so, like, cozy, especially when it gets a little chilly out. It's such a cozy meal, and it's hearty, and it's good for you. I mean, you could put a lot of good things in there.
And it's great leftover.
Oh, great leftovers, fills you up. There's so much left over. Yeah, you could, like, eat it for days. Like, it's great.
And it
like,
freezes incredibly well.
Yeah,
so if you want to, like,
true,
make a big batch of soup, freeze half of it, and then in a few weeks, you have more soup.
Yep. Yeah, my grandma makes this really, really good, like, what is it? Barley soup or something?
Ooh.
I don't even know.
Ooh, that
I need to get
yum.
Yeah, it's incredible because she's, like, an incredible cook. I really need to get that recipe from her if I haven't already. But it's a really hearty soup with a lot of vegetables and stuff and ground beef in there, I think, too. But it's really good. So I'm excited for that. Do you have anything else?
Well, chili, like, definitely want to make chili. Usually around November, usually it's before Thanksgiving, but I think last year was beginning of December, so it's more toward winter. But my church has, like, a chili cook-off, and it's so fun. Like, it's just fun to go and eat a bunch of chili.
Yes.
And I usually make something. I have not yet won, but that can change at any time.
I think you have a very good shot. So I'm rooting for you. I think you just need to, like, really try to perfect
it
your
has
chili.
cinnamon.
Oh, of course it does.
Yep, we're back.
Of course. No, I love that. I want to try chili with cinnamon. That sounds great.
The other thing I had on my list is I got a big free bag of onions at my church, and I made this, like, caramelized onion galette, which was fabulous, and I would love to make that again.
Oh, this is getting me excited. There's so many good foods that are so, like, fall specific. Foods and baked goods too. I mean, and spring and summer baking is really fun, don't get me wrong, but
especially with all of the produce. Like,
that's true. That's true. All the fruits, yeah. But we have a lot to look forward to.
So the next thing we've got on our list is, I know we just recently, maybe a month ago, had an episode about style. However, what do you want to wear specifically in this fall?
Oh, so I have accumulated a few fall/winter clothing items in the last 6 months that I haven't been able to wear yet because I have bought them in the spring and summer. So when I was in Hot Springs, I went to this, like, huge antique flea market type place, and I bought this. I haven't shown it to you, girl, but
girl,
I must.
how rude.
It's like, when you go to these, you look through these vintage items, you don't know what time period they're from or, like, who wore them before, which is kind of cool, but I don't really know. But it's like a cardigan sweater with buttons, but it's, like, blue and it has embroidered flowers on it, and it's just really, really cool.
That sounds so cute.
I guess since that's new, that's, like, on my mind of something I'm excited to wear in the fall. But, of course, I'm excited to wear my staples, like my plaid pants.
Oh, yes.
My blazer. I think I've mentioned all these things in our most recent, like, fashion episode. Of course, all the boots. We love boots.
Yes.
It's Doc Martens season officially.
Yes. That was on my list.
Fun socks and things like that. I'm very excited. All the fun sweaters and jackets. I love sweaters and jackets.
Yes.
So it's really fun. I think something I really love specifically about fall and winter fashion is layering.
I love layering.
It's so fun because in the summer you can put on a pretty sundress and you can look cute, but you're not able to be creative with that. Like,
you can just wear the same sundress.
Yes,
with different
in the fall,
shoes.
I feel like it's like an artistic creativity thing where, like, I feel like I am, like, mix and matching in a really fun way that you can't do in the summer. Because in the summer, you're just not able.
Agree.
Yeah, I love layers. So what about you?
Yeah, I completely agree. I want to wear my docs that I mentioned in the episode 2 episodes ago.
Uh-huh.
My cherry red Doc Martens, the
Ooh.
classics, and my new suede, like kind of mustard yellow Doc Oxfords. Really excited about those.
Yes.
I have this. I got it last fall, and I wore it a good bit throughout the fall and honestly through the spring. And you've seen it. It's that completely denim, basically boiler suit.
I love it.
It's long sleeve denim. It zips up and it's got long pants. It's like a jumpsuit. I am obsessed with that thing.
It is so cute.
I love it. You can put a sweater over top if it gets really cold. You can wear it with a jacket. You can belt it because it's got loops.
Yep.
I can't wait to wear that again. And additionally, which I got for Christmas last year, so I haven't gotten to enjoy a fall with my kind of, the one that you brought up in the other episode, my Lorelai Gilmore length black leather jacket.
So cute.
I'm very excited for it. And
extremely.
My mom had given me this dress as my last thing. And it's like everyone is obsessed with this dress, including me. Like every time I wear it, I get a lot of compliments, and it's my favorite because I get to say this was my mom's. Thanks.
Aww.
But like it's great for winter too, but it's like this emerald green, like it's like completely covered from head to toe. Like it's like long sleeved. It's almost like a little bit of a mock neck, but the collar is like little black velvet with the emerald green dress. The cuffs are also kind of that black velvety color, and the buttons are covered in that too. And it's so cute. Like it's very chic because it's one of those things that it's very modest and yet very sexy because it gives like this really natural waist look. It's really pretty. I love that
Have
dress.
I seen this before?
I don't know.
I must. You look really good in green.
I
By
love
the way,
green.
we were just talking about that before we started because you're wearing green right now.
I'm wearing a green shirt.
That sounds so pretty. That sounds really not only autumnal but nice for the holiday season too. Like
It's
Christmas.
great for the holiday, and I
That's
you know,
pretty.
I can wear it from pretty much the fall through maybe March.
Is it long or knee length?
It's long. It's basically to my ankles. Yeah.
That sounds really pretty.
Yeah, it's so nice. And like it's a little thin, which is good because then you can wear it when it's still a little bit warmer out. But then you can also layer it with like a coat or something.
Oh,
if you
that's so cool.
It's
I
a
love
really
that.
cool dress.
Up next, let's talk about what we are excited to watch/read in the fall, or just any kind of media we're wanting to consume. We'll save music, though, for a separate section. But watch or consume, well, let's start with you, Cass. What do you want?
Sure.
What do you want?
Well, I mean, you gotta watch Hocus Pocus.
Of course.
You gotta. It's a classic.
Are we talking the first one and the sequel, or what are we talking?
Usually when a movie is part of a set, I end up just watching all of the set. Like I just make it kind of a little double feature moment.
Double feature.
Yeah. So
yeah.
What's up for you? What's in the queue?
I enjoyed the Hocus Pocus sequel actually too. I had fun with that.
It was fun.
So, of course, I have a lot in the queue because it's me we're talking about. I love themed things, seasonal holiday things. But I really want to watch something that was your recommendation to me, actually. I want to watch the new Haunted Mansion movie that came out recently.
Yes, you should.
I really want to watch it. It's my favorite ride in Disney World, and I remember watching the first Haunted Mansion movie when I was like in the 5th grade, and I know it was 5th grade because that's how our brains work like that.
Yes.
That's exactly how our brains work. I was in the 5th grade. But anyway, I didn't love that movie, and I haven't seen it since then, so my opinion could change if I watched it now. But anyway, I've heard the new one is like really good. I've heard it from multiple people.
It
that
is.
It was really cute.
I feel like you would like it.
Yeah.
I think it does the ride justice.
Yeah. Do you have anything else, or should I say a few more?
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
good, because we could go back and forth.
I usually watch Coco.
Oh, I love Coco.
It's just you gotta. And I'm wondering if the new season of Wednesday is gonna come out, because that would be perfection.
You're so right. I hope so. I don't know when it's coming out, but I know it is. So that would be perfection. I'm looking forward to season 2 of that for sure. I don't know if it was delayed for all the strikes going on or not.
That's true.
But
bummer.
So I also have quite a lot of books that I want to read this fall. So like I'm kind of a fan of like witchy books anyway. Like that's just kind of my thing. Or like magical.
Casey is a spooky girly, and
I'm
I
a spooky
feel like
girly.
I don't know why I'm just realizing this. Like this, every recommendation she's made to me has had some level of like sort of occult like vibes, like just not in a creepy or weird way, or like super serious, but just spooky, it's got, like werewolves or vampires or something in there that's different than the norm. She's a spooky girly. I don't like horror or scary stuff. I really don't. I avoid it, but I like spooky things when it's wholesome spooky.
Anyway, so I do have a lot of like books in the queue of books I want to read that are kind of like that kind of fall witchy vibes. And like I said, they're all like lighthearted, kind of like magical romance or cozy fantasy, nothing too weird.
Wait, tell the listeners about that book. The Society of Irregular Witches.
I love that book, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I thought that was like so adorable. It was so sweet. Found family, cute little romance side plot. Really, really great. I enjoyed that a lot. I read that in January, but it's totally a spooky season read if you're looking for that. And then as far as other things to watch, I want to watch some Scooby-Doo. I always watch Scooby-Doo around this time of year. I love Scooby-Doo.
Where do you find it?
It's there's so many different iterations of Scooby-Doo that I think it like is a lot of different places. But there's this one movie that I've heard multiple people recommend, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. Have you seen this? I've never seen it.
No.
But it's like a movie.
There's so many iterations that I don't even know what I've seen.
There's like 10 or 15 different series of Scooby-Doo, and then there's movies too.
Yeah,
so it's like a lot.
Movies.
I love the live action. The live action movie is adorable. I love that too.
Oh yeah. I remember when
super
that
cute.
came out.
Yes. A lot of great actors are in that actually. But then the last thing is I like just watching like episodes of like Halloween episodes of TV shows, and I do that with Christmas too.
Yes.
And Cassandra doing the work of a real best friend should be doing sent me on Instagram. She sent me a list of all the Bob's Burgers Halloween episodes in a numbered list.
I want to watch them.
There were like 20 of them or something. It was a lot. It was very impressive.
They have what, like 13 or 14 seasons of Bob's Burgers?
Yeah, it's a lot. I can't believe it's been going for that long. It's shocking.
I mean, I have definitely seen it all. It's such a great background watch.
It's great. It's such a fun show. So I want to do that too. So I feel like I just talked for a long time. Do you have any more things you want to watch?
I think that's all I had written down, but now you have inspired me to watch more things. But
I'm so glad.
Wanting to talk about fall music.
Fall music.
I'm super excited for this. I have already begun part of the list that I had set out for myself.
Oh, please tell me.
Yes. So, I don't know if you know of Lord Huron. Have you heard of Lord Huron?
No.
He's got like folksy indie type music. I feel like it's so good for the fall. It makes me. He sings a lot about like the woods and like. And
love that.
Lost love and things like that.
Ooh.
But it's got great instrumentation. I got into it around the fall of like my freshman year of college, so it's been a while. But every time the fall rolls around, I was just walking back from the grocery store, and I was like, yes, it is the time to listen to Lord Huron. Oh, it was fantastic.
Have you never recommended this person to me? Because I think that's,
I have not.
Girl, but that sounds like my kind of thing. Is it my kind of thing, or is it not?
It's good. I think it is.
Okay,
I think
okay.
It can be. It's not as slow and folksy, but it is folksy regardless. It's a little more upbeat.
I don't know why, but if people are talking about the woods in their music, it's a sell for me. Like, I'm like, yeah.
So I think his second album is probably my favorite, but I was listening to the first one today. Really, really solid. And he's got speaking of spooky vibes, a lot of songs about ghosts.
Love that. I love this.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. So I think you'd like.
I really like nature lyrics, so I think I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We can kind of go back and forth or do you have another?
Yeah.
Okay, so I love jazz, but especially in the fall and winter is the jazz time. And my girl, Leve, came out with a new album today.
Oh my goodness.
And on the day that we're recording this, which is not the day it comes out, so it's already out for all of you, I listened to it when it came out at 11 p.m., which was midnight Eastern for me last night. And it's very good. I like her album. Well, I was going to say her first out. She has two others, I think. So I like the most recent one before this one better. Like I think that's like the perfect album. But this one was still very good. You know, sometimes you got to give something like 2 or 3 listens.
Right. Maybe it's a grower.
It might be a grower. A few of the songs like were sounding the same, which I think happens sometimes on the first listen of things, you know?
I think,
that just happens sometimes. But no, I mean, a lot of it really did stand out to me though. And it was great. And I'm excited because I just think the fall and winter is such a good time to slow down, listen to the jazzy songs, listen to the folksy songs.
Yes.
I really am kind of a mood listener when it comes to seasons. Not always. I'll listen to jazz in the summer too, and I'll listen to pop in the winter too. But it's like, I do feel like the seasons go with my music a lot of the time. So,
yeah. I like that too. Yeah, I was thinking of other folksy stuff. I also had written jazzy things down on my list, specifically the words jazzy thing.
Perfect.
But I love the Lumineers in the fall. I usually will listen to them then. And also Camp.
I like both. I like both the Lumineers and Camp, but I've become a big Camp fan all of a sudden due to Cassandra. Not all of a sudden. I've liked them for a while, like a year now, I guess, because of you. Their album Lavender Days
lovely.
Is so good. That album is so good. I love it.
So good.
I love it. And it is it is a great fall vibe.
It came out on my birthday last year. But so I believe that is my album.
It's yours.
It's mine. But no, I think their self-titled record is maybe their most popular, and I really haven't heard it like hardly at all. I actually saw them at the music festival Wonderbus a week or two ago, and they put on just this absolutely lovely show. I adored it, and I didn't even know as many of the songs because I'm mostly familiar with Lavender Days, their most recent album, and it was just wonderful. And they're from my city. They're from Columbus, Ohio, and so everyone there just also adores Camp, and so
I love that.
It's like a regional claim to fame, and I really want to give them more because it felt, and the evening that they played, it was cooler out despite it being like the last weekend in August. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this feels so fall.
You know what the weird thing about Lavender Days is, though, is like, I feel like it could also be a really good summer album, too. It kind of fits all the seasons.
It's a great late summer listen. Like, July,
It is kind of a summery thing, too. And you know what other album is like that? Do you know what I'm going to say?
Maybe, but...
Another album that's like kind of summer, but also fall. Folklore, of course.
Oh, yeah. How could I miss that low-hanging fruit?
And Evermore by Taylor Swift, I think are great fall.
Evermore is like late fall, though.
Evermore is like, late fall, winter, actually, I feel. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Folklore is more late summer, early fall, and Evermore is more deep. I agree. Mm-hmm.
Are we just doing this based on the time they came out? Maybe. But neither here nor there.
No, but I feel like Folklore and Lavender Days, it's a similar time of year that they would be that they'd be appropriate, I feel like. I mean, you can listen to them anytime, but they seem to fall.
I agree.
They fall in a similar part
of me wants to like make a chart, the way that I don't know if you've ever seen seasonality charts for like produce. I want to make seasonality charts for specific albums.
Yeah, I mean, Folklore does have a song on it called August, and I know a lot of people play it in August, so I guess that helps. But no, I agree with you. I think we need a chart. I think I think we do. It all makes sense in my head. It makes sense in my head.
Oh, I hear it. I think the last artist I have on this list is the Shins. I love the Shins any time of year.
Yeah.
But their record from, I want to say 2012, Port of Morrow, has a song called September. Aww. So it feels very fit.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like now that I'm thinking of it, a lot of my favorite artists are more fall and winter vibes than spring and summer vibes. But yeah, I was listening to Florence and the Machine yesterday, and I was like, yeah, this feels right. It feels right. It always does, but it really.
Yeah. They give me spring vibes, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Talking about the flowers and things.
Yeah.
Although they have some spookier songs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's my spring listen, but it felt right yesterday. But it always feels right, I guess. They're great.
True. That is true.
But yeah, no, that was good.
That was good.
What about things you want to do? Any specific things you're looking forward to actually doing this fall?
Yeah, I mean, obviously baking, because I had such a long list of things I want to bake.
Yes.
So something, I think I've mentioned it maybe before, but there is a place very close to me where you can make custom candles. And my mom and I do this multiple times a year. We usually do it once in the winterish, maybe February, and then we do it once in the fall. So our time to make candles is coming up.
Aww.
We gotta do it.
That's so exciting. I don't think we have a place like that, and that makes me really sad because that sounds right up my alley of something I would really like.
I mean, when you come to visit
I was gonna say,
we're gonna make
candles. We definitely need to, I think, for sure.
It's on the list.
It's on the list. Perfect. I enjoy doing things with my nephews around this time of year. Like last year I had them over and had a little mini Halloween party for them. Cute. Our zoo does a thing called Zoo Boo, which is pretty fun, and I went to that last year, and now my friend works at the zoo, so I'm probably gonna go to that again. And I don't know, sometimes there's corn mazes or apple picking or different things like that. That's always fun. I try not to put too much pressure to do it all, because then I feel like if you don't do it, it's a letdown and you feel like you wasted your fall and you're disappointed. And
no, I feel that.
And I am traveling twice this month, and then I'll have October, of course, but I don't want to put too much pressure on having the perfect fall. You know what I want to make too, that I actually kind of forgot to say in the cooking and baking, because it's not cooking or baking. It's I made quote unquote homemade butterbeer, the Harry Potter butterbeer last year.
Oh yeah,
and it was so good. I would love to do that again. It was actually really good. So
yummy. That sounds so good. Yeah, I mean, I know one thing that we're both doing this fall.
What?
We're watching Eras in the movie theater.
I am so excited.
Yeah. So as someone who is still gypped that I didn't get tickets to go to Eras twice now, I think it's incredibly rude that I did not get selected to get a special code, but it's fine.
It's very rude.
I'm at least glad I get to have a fake experience in the movies. I mean, my mom and I are still planning to make friendship bracelets because
of course.
It's required.
Of course. We're going to report back to the audience about what it's going to be like, because I'm concerned. I kind of want to have fun in there. I think we should be singing, but I don't know how crazy it's going to get. We're going to have to see.
No.
I just hope people aren't standing the whole time, because then I don't know. I don't know how that works in a theater. But I do want to sing. I think we should be singing. We should be singing, though.
I would love that.
Yeah, we should
think
be
that
singing.
Would be a blast.
I think we can sing along and dance while seated. I think that should be what we do. But it's not up to me, is it?
Hear ye, we decree that this is the way that it should be.
Perfect. You heard it here first. If you're going to Eras at the movie theater, dance in your seat and sing along. But be respectful.
Yes.
Be respectful of the people
I would be
behind
honestly a little bit disappointed if people didn't sing. Like,
Oh,
if you were
same.
just quiet.
We gotta scream that bridge. Those bridges.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Cruel Summer Bridge.
The Cruel
is
Summer
meant
Bridge.
For screaming.
Meant for scream. You can't not. It would be rude and it would be uncomfortable to not do it.
It would be disrespectful to the song.
I think so. And who knows what the movie theaters next to us are going to be thinking, though, when they are trying to watch something else.
Right. I was thinking that. I was like, is that going to be extremely loud for the other theater?
Yeah, extremely. It's going to be great. We're so excited.
I'm thrilled. Yeah. And, I agree with you. I would love to go apple picking again this year, but like I said, it's really hard to do that kind of thing on your own, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like round up enough people to go with me, so may not happen this year, but the next best thing is always the farmers market.
That's true.
And I am a sucker for the farmers market.
I am too.
I'm going tomorrow.
Oh, I love it. I can't go tomorrow, but I would if I could. I went last Saturday. I loved it.
So jealous. Yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm excited. I'm going to get a zucchini. And, of course, what am I going to get, Casey?
Eggs.
Lots
of them.
Lots of eggs. 3 dozen eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, so unless we have any other final thoughts on things that we want to do, one other thing we wanted to talk, or I think we had a couple other things we wanted to talk about, but we wanted to talk about things we want to purchase with our monies.
I can't think of too much right now, but I do like to usually buy a new fall candle, and I actually already did it. I made that purchase already.
Excellent.
It's cute. It's in the shape of a pumpkin. And it has a top on it that's like a pumpkin. So it looks just like a pumpkin. Like it looks like a decorative pumpkin if you didn't know it was a candle, which is actually kind of cute because you can leave it out on your table and it looks like a pumpkin. And it smells really great. And so that's exciting. And I like to burn the same candles year after year because the scent kind of like in a seasonal way, so that the scent kind of reminds me of last year at that time and it brings you back to like what you were doing a year ago. So that's what I can think of right now. What about you?
I mean, I too will be buying the candle when I go.
Oh, true. Yes.
With my mom to make them. I was trying to think, and I don't know. I mean, I have purchased some things recently that feel a little bit fall. So I am now the proud owner of, it's like a zipper. It's got a zipper, but it's like a blazery type deal.
Ooh.
It's plaid.
Cute.
So you can layer it, and it's knit. So it's more of a sweater. And I'm really excited to be able to layer it, especially during this season. It's still been a bit too warm to wear it, but I sometimes I'm kind of cold in my house because it cools a little bit unevenly, so some areas are much colder than others. And I did pull on my flannel over the t-shirt I was wearing while working from home, and it felt exciting and exhilarating to be wearing my flannel again.
Yes.
Oh, amazing. And I think the other thing, I did buy a different sweater. So it's from a boutique that I was walking in recently, and it was so cute. It's like, it's not knit, it's more like a crocheted because it's got little like eyelet holes in it. Mm-hmm. And it's striped, and it's got these like really cute wavy stripes.
So cute.
In like some cute fall semi-neutrals where it's like a more of like a denim-y looking blue and a brown and a cream and a nice little burnt orange.
Oh, that sounds so cute.
So
awesome.
you know we like the clothes. I had to make mention.
Yes, and I think the last thing we had is, it's kind of a silly one, but things you want to smell this fall.
If you are an OG listener and
Yes,
you listen to...
I know what you're going to say.
Yep. If you listen to I think it was our last fall episode or the first one, I don't know, one of the other ones, we talk about the fall smell.
The fall smell. That's exactly the first thing I was going to say.
Yes. I can't wait. Like, I go outside and it smells good, but it doesn't smell like fall.
There's a fall smell. If you go outside and you just sniff, and you'll know when fall is here. You just breathe it in, and there's a fall smell. I've always said this since I was young, and not everybody knows what I'm talking about. I'm so glad that you do.
No. But some people do. I've talked to other people that are not us that do know what I'm talking about, and it's special. And I think it's honestly the smell of the leaves.
The smell of the leaves perishing.
As they're fallen.
Yes.
Perishing.
They're perishing.
As the leaves
as their lives
die.
end, and we smell that glory.
Their glorious carcass.
Yeah, I have felt a bit of a breeze lately, which is new. That's new, but definitely not the smell yet for me. And you'll probably get the smell first, so you'll have to let me know the day you.
I will say on my walk today.
It.
Oh, absolutely. I will say on my walk today, it smelled like bonfire. That's the word I was thinking of. Oh, I love that.
Yes.
And for a good stretch of my walk too, it smelled amazing. So I was getting hyped.
Love that. Of course, I love the bonfire smell, and of course I also love the smell of like spices, pumpkin, apple, all of those things, especially
delicious
in baking. But I think those are all kind of fall smells too.
I think together they make fall smells.
Yeah.
I think if you add more of the clove and more of the licorice, you get into Christmas smell territory. True. Like star anise. It's very like Christmas smelling.
Yeah.
Which is exciting, but not quite yet.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, likewise. And the pumpkin spice, man.
Yeah.
It's all those deliciousness. But I think that's all that I have.
Yeah,
for
I think that's it.
Well,
I think that's it. And I'm just
But we're
excited.
so excited for fall.
So excited. Cannot wait.
It's going to be lovely. And we hope that you all enjoy the fall wherever you are, even if your area of the world does not have seasons. We hope that maybe this will inspire you to visit a place that does.
Yes. Thank you all so much for listening. We hope you all have an awesome fall coming up. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.